Okay, welcome back to Do You Mind? And today we're going to be talking about the injuries that are occurring rampantly to NFL players. Do you mind? And that gets me to the point where I'm going to be thinking about maybe reformatting or getting something exciting going with because I'm such a droll personality, but to be able to get it more exciting for you guys is to have, like a theme song or, when I say "Do you mind?" that is like wow wow wow, and it goes, and there's like graphics and all this crazy stuff going on. And so I want your feedback, number one. But number two, I need subscribers. So and this is a shout out to my dear nephew and godson, John Peregrine. He is my sole subscriber, and my heart goes out to him, and I thank him for his his patience and his just the work that he did, just in clicking on that to subscribe. That really says a lot. So. Um, you know, think about that. And the other thing about subscribing is that with this particular program, we give out fun things to subscribers. If you're looking for something like backstage passes, free T-shirt giveaways, a chance at $10,000. This is not the site to do that, okay? Because we're not going to give away anything like that unless we get unless this really blows up, it really goes viral. But no, don't expect to see anything like that. It's just, it's ridiculous, okay? So, anyway, let's move on now to the injury situation. A lot of star players now are injured, and a lot of them for the rest of the year. You got Christian McCaffrey, you got Saquon Barkley, um, Julio Jones has been banged up. Devontae Adams, they're both 50-50 for this week. Kenny Galladay is doubtful. Philip Lindsay. I mean, these are all major players. George Kittle out for the year. And you can go down and down about all these different guys who, have suffered. Michael Thomas, Cortland Sutton. I mean, it's ridiculous. But again, it goes back to COVID and not being able to practice, not getting your reps in, causing all these injuries. So it shouldn't be surprising. But when it occurs, it's like, okay, now what do we do? That's why we go back to the whole idea of what I said about the waiver wire. Waiver wire is critical at this point. So when you see guys like, as Zach Moss. Okay, so he's a running back with Buffalo. Now you're going to start looking at the guys who are backing him up. Devin Singletary was getting a number of reps, but they're going to increase, as well as T.J. Yeldon coming off the bench. So that's the kind of thing where you're looking at your players. How can I replace this? He's out. I'm not going to get these points off him. How do I do? Obviously, it's very difficult when your first and second rounders, which you can't get off you can't get off your schedule. You can't get off your roster. They're locked in, but you can still play around with your bench, and every week should be a question in your mind. Okay, how can I get the most points? If there's someone sitting on your bench that has been getting 3-4 points, in these last couple of weeks, just drop him. Okay, chances are good that he might be, available later. But the idea is, going after the guys who are going to be getting the touches, more touches than before, because the guy ahead of him is now injured. Another idea like Jerick McKinnon as running back. You had what was his name? Not Mustard. Um, Garoppolo. Well, Garoppolo's down. So Nick Mullins is the guy in place there. If you're a big Garoppolo fan, if you have him, then that's the next move for you to grab him. Um, Brashard Perriman, Jamison Crowder. I thought Crowder was going to have a great year for the Jets this year. So now both of those guys are down. Chris Hogan, if you remember him, he's the Tom Brady lookalike from New England. He's going to step in and take some of those reps. A couple of things that I notice here though, where not necessarily going to see what running backs. You can see that. A lot of wide receivers though, their touches are going to be going for, depending on the team, going to be going instead to tight ends. And the reason why is there's a number of teams that have bad offensive lines. So when your star guy is out, and now if he was a guy who was good in the slot, you could get the ball out quick to him. Now the tight ends are going to be figuring in more so because they're the ones who get the quick dump off for the quarterback if he doesn't have proper protection from his offensive line. And I see that with the Eagles. I see that with Denver. Uh, you know, when Cortland Sutton went down, the guy who has been taking the majority of his reps is the tight end Noah Fant, and even the Giants. You could argue that Dion Lewis is going to be the one rewarded, but Giants are a funny team because Barkley should really be used more. Should have been used more in the passing game. I don't know why they were limiting him, but you would hope that along with Dion Lewis, that maybe they decide to use Evan Ingram more. Of course, he needs to stay healthy. What's another in Detroit? Kenny Galladay went down, and so you now have T.J. Hawkinson, the tight end, taking over. So just be aware of that. There's certain number of teams where guys have gone down. You can even argue in New Orleans, Jared Cook getting more looks, but don't forget Traquan Smith. Michael Thomas went down. Traquan Smith is an up-and-comer, and Drew Brees likes him and has gone to him often. So look for guys like that to pick up the slack. Another example, Jonnu Smith, and he's with Tennessee. Another one from my roster where A.J. Brown went down, and he went down. So I picked up, would have been the most logical, solution, Corey Davis, who's been up and down anyway. But figure he's going to be getting more of the looks. And then as soon as I pick him up, slot him in, I think this was on a Thursday, I see that he got injured on Wednesday. And so he'd probably be out also. So in that case, with Tennessee, you're going to be seeing a lot of Jonnu Smith being used. And he's already been capitalizing on that. So again, be aware of that. When a guy like George Kittle goes down, and his backup is Jordan Reed, I don't like that at all, because Jordan Reed, number one, will probably get injured once someone sneezes on him, and that's not the guy to be falling in love with right now. So, but switching them out, going to the waiver wire. you need to do that. Okay, so you know, again, getting just rounding up everything right now. Ideas for the beginning and end of this video season. How we begin and end each episode in this series. Something that I'm going to be working on, and but I need your input. And as you subscribe and as you put your effort in pushing that button, liking and subscribing, that goes a long way, and it benefits a lot of people. It benefits you for the exercise that you do, each button that you press. It's like a vote, pushing a vote. If you can vote, you can like and subscribe, because that's all that is. It's pushing a button. So I'll let you go now, and then we'll talk next week, and we'll talk about numbers, specifically subscriber numbers, how many have increased, and how many more we have to go. Right now we have one, and the idea is to get 1 million subscribers before I die. So, I would say do it sooner than later. But thank you. Take care.